Okay, we'll start recording. My name is Cristina Campbell, and as you can see on this slide, I am a platinum in Young Living, and I'm a nationally registered certified master aromatherapist. I also have a bachelor's degree in holistic nutrition that I got in 1983. So I'm not quite the youngest on this call. I've been around a bit. But what we were talking about was before we get started into our presentation, Seventh Heaven, which is one of my favorite presentations because it talks about oils that are oil blends that Gary put together for real spiritual empowerment, spiritual health, spiritual opening. But 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 just a moment, let's talk a little bit about our physical body because I was saying that I was doing the master cleanse. I've done the master cleanse for about 20 years now, and I do them on an average of once a year. I have done them twice a year. I've done them up to 30 days. I've talked about cleanses in my detox class, which I don't know when I'm going to have a detox class. I haven't really looked at the schedule, but I'm sure it's on there eventually. Um, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at it real quickly here, and it looks like I don't see any cleanse class. Digestion, detoxifying. Yeah, in May. In May, I'll do a detox class, and I'll probably do another master cleanse. I think the older we get, the more master cleansing we should be doing because we have accumulated so much over the years. And I was also talking about vitaflexing, and vitaflexing is really important to learn and do. It's very easy. You can do it on your head, you can do it on your hand, you can do it on your arm, wherever you have some pain, you can do it on your feet. And if you're interested, most of you are on my texting campaign. And if you're interested in getting a link that will give you some great information on the raindrop and Vitaflex, just put it in the chat box and then I will write down who wants to have it sent to them. I don't like to just bombard everybody with everything because it gets to be a little bit overwhelming. So yeah, master cleanse, do a master cleanse. My brother and his wife just got out of the hospital, and I believe that they're going to be doing the master cleanse, and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, put in the chat box that you are interested in learning about raindrop, and we'll send you something. If you want to know a little bit more about master cleanse, I can send you a link to Tom Wolsheim's master cleanse uh, what is it website, and I highly recommend his book, The Master Cleanse by Tom Wolsheim. um, Very, very good. So we're not going to talk about detox anymore tonight, but we are going to talk about the seventh heaven oils, and we're going to talk about the importance of frequency in essential oils, aromatherapy's kinetic buzz, and its effect on your health. They are alive. If you're using Young Living oils, they are alive. They're amazing. Okay, so let's talk about frequency. Frequency is defined as a measurable rate of electrical energy flow that is constant between any 2 points. And everything has an electrical frequency. And what an incredible discovery it was for me to learn that essential oils contain frequencies that are several times greater than the frequencies of herbs and foods. So let's talk a little bit about the body's frequency of disease, and maybe I'll get into, well, and I will get into the frequency of oils. So the human body on an average ranges between 68 and 72 megahertz. But every body part, every organ, system, or gland actually has its own uh, fingerprint frequency. And a genius brain frequency is, they've measured that at between 80 and 82 megahertz. Normal, average, I guess you could say, average brain frequency range is 72 to 90. So I'm figuring if I can get it up to 72, I'm doing good, right? There it is, normal brain frequency, 72 megahertz. The human body, again, 62 to 78. From the neck up is 72 megahertz to 78. And from the neck down, it's 60 to 68 megahertz. Now, I will tell you that bones vibrate at about 48 megahertz. Cats purr at 48 megahertz. So cats are extremely healing for bone distress. And there's a cat. I see a cat. April's got her cat up in the window there. That's cool. So they're great for bone healing, but also the oil of valor, which is a blend that Young Living has, and it was one of the very first blends that I used 21 years ago, almost 22 this year, 22 years this year. Valor has the frequency of 48 megahertz, which helps to support the muscular skeletal system or the bones. So that's really, really fascinating. Notice here the systems, glands, and organs, again, vibrate at their own frequency, their own fingerprint frequency. The thyroid and the parathyroid glands are 62 to 68 megahertz. The thymus gland is 65 to 68. Now, Sam, my grandson who lives here, he has had some issues with his parasympathetic system. He's in fight or flight a lot. The military is trying to diagnose him with some kind of off the wall autoimmune, whatever. But we do not know why he's constantly in fight or flight. We're doing raindrops every week on him, and he's taking sulfurzyme, Ningxia Red, B vitamins. What else is he taking? I got him in the sauna today and on the elliptical for a couple of miles and on the vibrating machine. So we're doing what we can to get him back into health. And I think we're making some headway. So that's really, really good news. So that heart is 67 to 70 megahertz. The lungs are 58 to 65. The liver is 55 to 60 megahertz. The pancreas is 60 to 80. One of the things that Tom Woolsheim says is that if you have a damaged pancreas, so you're diabetic, maybe type 2 diabetic, you can heal it by going on the master cleanse and using essential oils. Using the essential oils of fennel, ocotea, coriander, and dill are very important for sorry for using that word, for supporting the pancreas. Also, disease begins and colds invade at 59 to 60 megahertz. So you want to keep your body up in that 68 to 72 megahertz. Your stomach is 58 to 65. The ascending colon is 58 to 60. And the descending colon is 58 to 63. So let's look at some diseases and what their frequency is. And I want you to picture in your mind, if you will, the body with a number of, let's put 70 on it. That's between 68 and 72. Let's put 70 on it. Let's put that body in our mind. We're picturing a body with the 70 on it. And then we see out in the ethers to the left of us, we see a flu virus that has a 58 on it. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing right here and now. You will never get that flu virus if your body is at 70, because you don't come into alignment with the disease. This is one of the things that Royal Rife discovered when he was able to take frequency and destroy typhus and destroy viruses, destroy bacteria, destroy cancer cells with frequency. If the frequency is higher, and he had to calibrate his frequency machine to find what frequency it was that was going to kill that virus. But I'm here to tell you that unless you lower your frequency, you will not come in alignment with any of these diseases, whether it's a viral infection, a flu-like symptom, a cold, Epstein-Barr, which is a precursor to cancer, tissue breakdown, which is at 48 megahertz, cancer at 42, and death begins at 20 megahertz. So how do you lower your frequency? The biggest way to lower your frequency, I'm going to just put it out there, is negative thoughts, is self-sabotage, is, not having a feeling of gratitude, feeling like everything is against you, the world is against you, your life sucks. That's going to bring your frequency down. So and hanging out with people who feel the same way, that just magnifies it, because you're not only feeling that way, but now you got all the frequency of all the other people who are feeling that way. So you don't want to hang out with people who are negative. So what brings our frequency up? Well, wellness therapy includes cognitive behavioral therapy. And one of the things that Lincoln said, and I just love Abraham Lincoln. I've read his books on his, like biography and stuff, and I just think he's great. And I'm also related to him, so that's kind of cool. Abraham Lincoln said, most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. It is true that our thinking creates our reality. We may not always be able to control external events, but we can control how we perceive them. If you want a really good book to read on how this man, his name was Frankl, he wrote The Meaning of Life. He was in a German POW camp, and they were doing experiments on his genitals without any painkillers, without any anesthesia. And he realized that he could rise above the pain through thought. It's a great book to read because it shows you the power of the mind. And it's a small book. It's not a very big book. It's called The Meaning of Life. And I can't remember his first name, but his last name is Frankl. And it's very, very worth reading, the power of the mind and how we perceive our reality. Because he perceived his reality not being on a table, being painfully abused by these surgeons, but he raised his mind up above that and was able to get through it. Amazing story. It says cognitive therapy empowers individuals to control their thoughts rather than letting their thoughts control them. And this is so important. It's so important on so many levels because it has to do with the way we run our business. It has to do with the way we come to work, we show up for work. It really, really has to do with how we perceive our own health. If you think you're sick, you're sick. And if you think you're healthy, you're healthy. And if you think you can, you can. But if you think you can't, you're absolutely right. So whether you think you can or you think you can, you're right. Can't, you're right. So that really is important to understand when you say things like, oh, I need to exercise, or I need to, I need to get on the treadmill, or I need to, walk 5 miles a day, or I need to do a master cleanse, or I need to, the thing is you're in the need frame of mind, and you need to change that thinking and do it. Do it. This will raise your vibration. The 12-step program. They are spiritual programs of recovery designed to empower individuals to overcome addictive behaviors. 12-step principles are incorporated into wellness therapy. Stress management is so important right now. Stress management, you have got to spend time in releasing that stress, or it will eat you alive. Now, some people will relieve their stress by exercising. And I know that that is true for me. I know that happens for me, but I have to do even more than that. So I spend time in a meditative practice. And I think it's so important. A really great meditative practice um, training is called Mind Valley. You can look it up on the internet, Mind Valley, and it uses the Silva method. That's what it's called, the Silva method of meditation or behavioral therapy. It's really good. And I think you do have to pay a little bit for some of their programs, but I've been using them for a while and I really think they're good. They really teach you to visualize and meditate and release and ask God, the universe, whatever. And you know what? He answers every time. It's a wonderful thing. So stress management, we have to get a handle on this stress. Um, there's other stress management techniques such as body scanning or breath work, breathing, mental imaging. I was talking about visualization. These and other techniques empower individuals to cope with stress and anxiety in healthful ways. They teach children who have been diagnosed with leukemia to visualize the white blood cells attacking their cancer cells, and it actually makes a difference. So if we incorporate these modalities, these stress management modalities and cognitive behavior modalities, nutrition, wellness therapy emphasizes the do's and don'ts of a healing and healthful diet. Our nutrition is going to make a big difference. And that one of the reasons that I embarked on the master cleanse again is because the holidays just got me derailed. I mean, I choose to get derailed, right? But I knew that I was kind of going down the wrong path and I needed to recalibrate. I needed to reset. And so when you're ready to reset, when you're ready to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with doing things that are not as good for my body. And even Gail was saying tonight, I haven't been eating the best. And it's easy to fall into that. It's cold weather. We're looking for comfort food. The holidays just had all kinds of good food, and we just continued the practice. So this is a good time to reset and recalibrate. Also, just because it's cold out doesn't mean that you can't exercise. Now, for those of you who know me, I walk 3 to 5 miles a day, and I have been faithful. I mean, every day I walk in the rain, I walk in the snow. But with the master cleanse and being as cold as it is out, I decided to get back on my elliptical again. And so I did 3 miles on my elliptical. Sam did a couple miles this morning, my grandson. And then we have a vibrating, and we got on that for 10 minutes. That's equivalent to 1 hour of gym exercise. And then I did about 40 minutes in my sauna. So these exercise, meditation, and aromatherapy, all of these things are going to help keep our vibrational frequency up. And I will tell you, day 4 on the master cleanse, I am feeling fabulous. And I wish that every one of you could feel as good as I do today. I'm really feeling great. So remember too that exercise is going to give you multiple benefits. It helps lower cholesterol. It strengthens the cardiovascular system. It's going to lower blood pressure. In addition, exercise stimulates the release of hormones and neurotransmitters that make people feel good. That's called serotonin and dopamine. And meditation, I was talking about that. Check out Mind Valley. I think I do recommend it. It's just a good way to learn how to release stress. Meditation is a way of connecting with that place inside that is happy, joyous, and free. And one of the things, I was on a call yesterday, and she was teaching about finding your why. And she mentioned, why not tonight go take a bath? And I had made some bath bombs in my make and take a couple of weekends ago, and I wanted to use them anyway. And I don't even know what oil we put in them, but oh my gosh, Eileen, they smelled so good. That one that I put in the bathtub last night, it was one of the ones that was in your mold. And anyway, she said, take a bath, and of course, use some aromatherapy in your bath, and then just meditate. Just think about what it is that you want. What is it that you desire? And I thought to myself, I want to do the elliptical tomorrow, and I was preparing myself for the next day. This is really good. You feel free because you know what you're going to do, and that aromatherapy actually will harness the energy of the essential oils. That extremely powerful plant material promotes physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, as we all know. Oh yeah, I just get so excited. So quantum physicists have confirmed the reality of the basic vibratory essence of life. Dr. C. Normal Shealy, who is a MD and a PhD, makes the quote, life energy is not static, it's kinetic, so it moves. And the Tai Chi masters and acupuncturists have known this for untold generations. They often spoke of the qi in plants, and qi is the energy, and selected herbs and the foods for their patients. They selected herbs and foods for their patients based on the electro energy that they contain. So measuring in hertz, we found that processed canned food had a 0 megahertz frequency, 0. Fresh produce had up to 15 megahertz. Dry herbs from 12 to 22 megahertz, and fresh herbs from 20 to 27 megahertz. But essential oils start at 46, that's Valor, and went as high as over 700, we know now. 522, when I updated this a while back, was the frequency of blue cypress. These oils have extreme high frequencies. And I believe that God gave us these extreme high frequency essential oils because he knew what our body was going to be bombarded with in these days. He prepared us early. We have had these in this country for 25 years. And the timing was perfect. A healthy body from the head to toe typically has a frequency again from 62 to 78, and disease begins at 58. So you never ever want to get to that place where you're so stressed out that you get in alignment with the frequency of disease. So what are some of the oils that we can use to get us above the wellness line? Above the wellness line. Awaken is an oil that you're probably not too familiar with. And I had changed all these oils out, but obviously I didn't save all my work. These are old bottles, but it doesn't matter. You know that Awaken is Awaken. This is a combination of several other blends, which bring one to inner knowing in order to make changes and desirable transitions, helping to reach one's highest potential. It has a frequency of 89 megahertz. Now, it is a combination of several other blends. We don't have another oil like Awaken. Let me show you. We took the oil of joy, not we, Gary, took the oil of joy, the oil of forgiveness, present time, dream catcher, and harmony, and put them all together. Put them all together. This is an incredible oil. This was my oldest daughter's favorite oil when I got into oils 22 years ago. Joy is an exotic blend that produces a magnetic energy to enhance the frequency of self-love and bring joy to the heart. And it inspires romance and may even help overcome grief and depression. And then he stuck forgiveness in there, which may help release negative memories. And it may help people move past emotional barriers, in enabling them to achieve higher awareness and compelling them to forgive and let go. Everybody should have a bottle of Awaken. Present Time has an empowering fragrance, which gives a feeling of being in the moment. One can only go forward and progress when you are already in present time. And Dreamcatcher that's one of the oils that we made bath bombs with. We made it with Dreamcatcher, and that may have been the oil blend that I had in my bath last night, but oh my gosh, it smelled so good. In fact, Kenneth came into the doorway and he said, oh my gosh, that smells good. We're used to doing the firs and the spruces in our tub and aroma seas, but it's nice to mix it up every once in a while and make a bath bomb and of something that you really enjoy. A bath bomb of Awaken. Yeah, that's my next bath bomb I'm going to make. Awaken. So Dreamcatcher is great for promoting visualization, enhancing dreams. So it's good if you're in a meditative state to use Dreamcatcher or Awaken, to get you into that state and to get you visualizing. It promotes greater potential for realizing your dreams and staying on your path. That path of, I am going to exercise tomorrow. I am going to drink more water. I am going to, be so grateful for everything that I have. I am going to pray for others. There's just so many things that are positive that we can be putting out there in the earth, in the world. Harmony is also in there, and that is, it promotes physical and emotional healing. Now, I've been using Surrender in my diffuser at night recently, every night for about the past week. And I've been using Release on my liver. And I put Valor on the bottom of my feet, and then Higher Unity. No, is it Higher Unity? No, Highest Potential, excuse me. Highest Potential. I'm actually layering those two, and then I'll breathe in some Harmony. So that's been my regime for the last week. And you've heard me say, I just change up. I change up. I'm really missing the cedar woods and the cistus and the deep grounding oils right now too. So I might go back to them because I really do miss them right now. It's sweet to me. And my nose is really hypersensitive because of the Master Cleanse. So I'm smelling every note and every tone. And with all of those oils that I'm using, there's a lot of fragrance there. A lot of fragrance. So how do you use Awaken? You can diffuse it. You can add it to your bath water, like get a bath bomb, like I said, or in some Epsom salts. You can dilute it with V6 and massage it all over your body. Wear it over your heart. You can put it on your wrists, your neck, and you can use it as an aftershave if you're a guy. It's great for clearing allergies by rubbing it on the sternum, and Harmony has been shown to do that as well. So clearing allergies, rubbing it on the sternum, and Harmony. And Harmony is in Awaken, so that's probably why that works. The fragrant influence is that it stimulates the creativity of the right brain, enhancing the function of the pineal and the pituitary glands, balancing energy centers of the body. And you know, we have 7 major chakras. So this is going to help balance those energy centers and the meridians in the body, bringing about a harmonious feeling that increases all body functions. All body functions. This just excites me. It really, really excites me. Dreamcatcher is another oil in the 7th heaven. It was in the 7th heaven kit. We don't have that kit anymore, but in the 7th heaven presentation, there are 7 oils, and Dreamcatcher is the 2nd oil in this presentation. This is really an exotic oil, and you saw that it was in Awaken. And again, it opens the mind, enhances dreams and visualization. This is important for relieving stress and keeping your body in the right vibrational frequency. It also protects you from negative dreams that might cloud your vision. And it has a frequency of 98 megahertz. 98 megahertz. It has sandalwood in it. And sandalwood is very high in sesquiterpenes. And any oil that is high in sesquiterpenes will stimulate the pineal gland in the limbic region of the brain. That's the pineal gland sits in the center of the brain. And the limbic region is the center of our emotions. So the pineal gland is also responsible for releasing melatonin and helping you sleep. And melatonin is a hormone that enhances that deep sleep, and it's used traditionally. Sandalwood is used for skin revitalization, yoga, and meditation. Sandalwood is similar to frankincense oil in its support of nerves and circulation. Dreamcatcher also has blue tansy in it, so be careful if you're putting it on your pillow slip, you know, your pillowcase. My mother used to call it pillow slips. It will stain. Blue tansy will stain. So blue tansy is also in release, which is awesome for cleansing the liver and calming the lymphatic system. It helps one to overcome anger if you place it over the liver and any negative emotions, promoting a feeling of self-control. Its primary constituents are limonene and sesquiterpenes. European research shows that it works as an antihistamine, an anti-inflammatory, and stimulates the thymus gland, reducing dermatitis, arthritis, sciatica, tuberculosis, and allergies. It also has juniper in it, and I just ordered another bottle of juniper because I was out. Juniper works great for the kidneys, but it may work as a detoxifier and cleanser for the kidneys and for improved nerve function. So juniper is good for the kidneys and the nerves, and it also may be beneficial for the skin, reducing dermatitis, eczema, and acne. And juniper may also be a sedative and help relieve worries and tensions. I'm going to be using juniper more with Sam on his back because he has a little bit of acne there, and I think juniper would be a good choice. Bergamot is one of those most uplifting fragrances because it's a citrus oil, and any citrus oil is uplifting, right? But it's simultaneously energizing and calming at the same time. Lavender does that same thing. It energizes yet calms. So it gives you energy, it raises your frequency, yet it gives you that balance. It's beautiful. And bergamot has a unique ability to relieve anxiety, stress, and tension. Anise is in Dreamcatcher, and you'll be able to smell that right away when you smell Dreamcatcher. It's quite prominent. And anise is an antispasmodic, it's an antiseptic, it stimulates the increase of bile from the liver. It expels worms, increases lactation, and helps calm gallbladder contractions. It may help with painful menstruation and irregularity problems and menopause, dyspepsia, spastic colitis, flatulence, indigestion, lung congestion, asthmatic bronchitis, and intestinal pain. Now, we can't get anise as a single oil, but it's in Dreamcatcher and it's in other oils. So look it up in your EODR and see what other blends it's in if you need to address any of these issues. It's got tangerine in it, which contains esters and aldehydes that are sedating and calming, and they help with anxiety and nervousness. My two favorite oils that I love to diffuse in my office, you've heard me say it before, are tangerine and frankincense. These are great oils for just calming anxiety and helping me to stay focused mentally. It is an anti-inflammatory oil. It's an anticoagulant, and it may help decongest the lymphatic system, and it works as a diuretic. Another diuretic is fennel. Ylang-ylang helps bring about a sense of relaxation and may help balance male and female energies. It balances equilibrium and restores confidence and self-love. I'm kind of laughing because I see these, the Latin names for these oils. And back in the day, when I had to get my aromatherapy degree, we had to memorize all the Latin names. And Cananga odorata was one of the ones that I never, ever forgot. Ylang-ylang, Cananga or odorata. And black pepper, pepper nigrum. It stimulates the endocrine system and increases energy while increasing cellular oxygenation. This is why it's so good for deep muscle as well, because it's helping increase cellular oxygenation. It's good for the pancreas as well. It's good for increasing circulation, especially, for men, for enhancing male response. Let me put it that way. Black pepper is good for that. Goldenrod is good for that as well. However, we cannot get goldenrod right now, and that's an oil that I like to have on hand. So I was doing some research today, and Common Sense has all of these wonderful, it has, I believe it has black pepper, it has goldenrod, it has frankincense, it has ylang-ylang. It's just a really good oil for men. If you're wanting to solicit a good response, and it's just good for the endocrine system. It's good for the prostate. So all those good things, as is prostate health. So anyway, these black pepper is supportive to the digestive glands and has been traditionally used for rheumatoid arthritis. And black pepper can be comforting and warming. I want to say something about black pepper oil. Tom Wolsheim, who again wrote the book, The Master Cleanse, he talks about how overstimulating black pepper in cooking can be for the digestive tract. And I learned that many, many years ago. It really can be troublesome in our diet, As much as we might like black pepper, the taste of black pepper, especially if you're, babies or young children, or we're getting a little bit older, we don't want to inflame our digestive tract. And black pepper can do that. But black pepper oil does not cause inflammatory response. In fact, it's an anti-inflammatory. So if you want the flavor of black pepper, you can put a little bit in your cooking by using the black pepper oil. So we're still talking about Dreamcatcher, and those were the oils that were in Dreamcatcher. The way that you can use it is, I love to diffuse it. I love to put it in my hands and breathe it in. I love to put it in a bath bomb and put it in the bathtub, but you can put it on your forehead, rub your ears with it. The Vitaflex points on your ears, rub those. You can put it under your nose, on your throat, your eyebrows, the base of your neck, along the occipital ridge, the ridge of your skull. This blend may be useful during meditation, in sweat lodges, and in saunas, and in your bath water. Companion oils to this are Envision, Live with Passion, Motivation, Awaken, Gathering, and Into the Future. So if you're doing what I'm doing and you're maybe layering 2 blends on the bottom of your feet at night because you're needing to envision, or you're needing to, I'm wanting to balance my musculoskeletal system with valor, and get courage, and then I also want to put the highest potential on, so that I will meet and greet my highest potential. But maybe Envision and Live Your Passion are 2 that you'd like to use. You can also put them in your diffuser. Fragrant influences that this blend may be diffused during the day, but it seems to be more effective during sleep. If unpleasant dreams occur, continue to use this oil, as something in the subconscious may need to be processed. Hold on to your dreams and visualize them into reality. It may be helpful to write down your dreams upon arising. The next oil we're going to talk about is Gathering. This blend was created to help overcome the bombardment of chaotic energy. It gathers goodness together. Chaotic energy can alter our focus and take us off of our path toward our higher achievements. Galbanum, which is in Gathering, was a favorite oil of Moses, and it has a strong effect when blended with frankincense and with sandalwood in gathering our emotional and spiritual thoughts together, helping us to achieve our potential. These oils may also increase the oxygen around the pineal and pituitary gland, bringing greater harmonic frequency to receive the communication that we desire. If you ask God for an answer and you're using Gathering, know that your communication is being heard. This blend may help bring people together on a physical, emotional, and spiritual level for greater focus and clarity. And it may help one stay focused, grounded, and clear in gathering your potential for self-improvement. And this is so important. And this oil has a frequency of 99. And the oils that are in here are galbanum, which was used both for medicinal and spiritual purposes. It is antimicrobial and supports the body. And when combined with frankincense and sandalwood, it raises the frequency dramatically. You'll find galbanum being talked about in Exodus 30:34. This is the holy anointing oil. It also has frankincense in it, and we know that this can pass the blood-brain barrier and oxygenate the pineal gland and the limbic region of the brain, where the center of emotions is. It has sandalwood in it, which again is high in sesquiterpenes. We've talked a little bit about that. And it has rose in Gathering, which at one time did possess the highest frequency of the oils. It has a frequency of 320 megahertz, and it produces a sense of balance, harmony, and well being and elevates the mind. Rose also promotes healthy skin. That's why I love the CBD Beauty Boost. Now, oh my gosh, I've got all my girlfriends using CBD Beauty Boost because it has rose in it and it's so healthy for your skin. It reduces scarring. Um, and rose will also, it's helpful for chronic bronchitis, for asthma, tuberculosis, sexual disability, frigidity, impotency, skin disease, ulcers, sprains, wrinkles, thrush, and gingivitis. It also promotes healthy skin. It also has lavender in it, which is a sedative and calming properties that help overcome insomnia, headaches, stress, and nervous tension. It has cinnamon bark in it, which was also part of the holy anointing oil. It was actually cassia, which is of the same family as cinnamon bark. Cinnamon verum is the oil of wealth from the Orient and part of the formula of the holy anointing oil. It is anti-infectious, antibacterial, anti-parasitic. It's antiviral and antifungal. Cinnamon oil was regarded by the emperors of China and India to have great value. Their wealth was measured by the amount of oil that they possessed. Traditionally, it has been thought to have a frequency that attracted wealth and abundance. So yeah, it has that frequency that aligns with wealth and abundance. I haven't been drinking coffee now that I'm on the cleanse, but when I was drinking coffee, I would put cinnamon bark in every cup. And so I usually had one, possibly 2 cups a day, and I would put 4 to 5 drops in each cup. Researchers, including Dr. Lapras, found that viruses could not live in the presence of cinnamon oil. Well, that's one of the reasons that cinnamon is in thieves. Cinnamon has also been used to release malice and spite. Cinnamon is a really powerful oil. Another oil that's in gathering is spruce, and this helps to open up and release emotional blocks, bringing about a feeling of balance and grounding. And traditionally, spruce oil was believed to possess the frequency of prosperity. So cinnamon and spruce both have the frequency of prosperity. It has ylang-ylang in it, Cananga odorata, and it helps to bring about a sense of relaxation. And ylang-ylang balances the male and female energies. It balances equilibrium and it restores self-confidence and self-love. Gathering also has geranium in it, Pelargonium graveolens, and it stimulates nerves and assists in balancing hormones. Its aromatic influence helps release negative memories, thereby opening and elevating the mind. It also so it's really, really good for balancing hormones. I like geranium for that. How do you use gathering? You can diffuse it. You can wear it on your temples, on your neck, on your wrists, or where you're needed. It can be worn as a perfume. Its fragrant influence is a feeling of coming together for a higher purpose. The next oil we're going to talk about is humility with a frequency of 55 megahertz. And having humility and forgiveness helps us to heal ourselves and our earth. This is in Chronicles 7:14. Humility is an integral ingredient in obtaining forgiveness and having a closer relationship with God. Through the frequency and fragrance of this blend, you may find that special place where your own healing may begin. We have a bad habit, humans have a bad habit of really getting down on themselves for maybe not doing what they know they should, or maybe disappointing themselves. Forgiveness is so important for raising that frequency. of the human body. When you are down on yourself and you're negative and you're feeling guilty, that's the crux there. Feeling guilty, you need to replace that guilt with humility and forgiveness and move on with a brighter, with hope. And all of these oils help so much in getting us there. Shift your attitude, know that God is your partner and that He's answering your prayers and that you are doing what He wants you to do. Feel good about it. Feel good about you. You have so much potential. He's given us so much. We have so much to be grateful for. So here are the oils in humility: frankincense, rose, rosewood, which we haven't read about tonight. And rosewood is soothing and nourishing to the skin, but it's also been researched at Weber State University in Ogden, Utah, for its inhibition against gram-positive and gram-negative bacterial growth. This oil is soothing and creates elasticity and helps the skin rid itself of irritations and problems such as candida. It's an anti-infectious, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, and antiparasitic oil, and rosewood helps create a synergism with all other oils. We used to have rosewood, but we cannot get it easily anymore. I still own a 15 ml bottle of pure rosewood oil that I got from Young Living probably about 20 years ago, when we could have access to oils like that. I know that rosewood has been replaced in Valor with, what is it? I knew it yesterday. With another oil. Let me just put it that way. I know that it's been replaced by another oil. Camphor, I believe. I might be wrong, but I think it's replaced with camphor oil. We read about ylang ylang and geranium. So it also has Melissa in it. She really has Melissa. So Melissa is a powerful antimicrobial oil, and yet it is very gentle and delicate because of the nature of the plant. Gary used to always call it a female plant, and that she needed to be handled very carefully. It helps bring out the characteristics. It helps to bring out these gentle and delicate characteristics of within the individual. It is calming and balancing to emotions, and Melissa is one of the highest essential oils in sesquiterpenes. I bet you didn't know that. Cedarwood is the highest. Cedarwood is 98% sesquiterpenes. Melissa is right up there with it, and it's very stimulating to the anterior pituitary and immune system. And I just happen to have Melissa oil sitting right here next to me, and to breathe it in. I grew this in my garden, and I'm going to warn you right now: do not grow Melissa in your garden. It is invasive. It will go everywhere. It is worse than peppermint. Well, it is in the mint family. Melissa is in the mint family. But it sure is a really wonderful oil to breathe in, and to get it in humility is really great. To get spikenard in humility is really great. This is highly prized, and we used to be able to get spikenard in our Oils of Ancient Scripture kits, but now we can't, because we are limited in the amount that we can produce. But we produce enough to put it in humility. And again, it was highly prized at the time of Christ and was used by Mary of Bethany to anoint the feet of Jesus. It was a very costly ointment. It's high in sesquiterpenes. It's very supportive to the immune system. It strengthens and calms the cardiovascular system, stimulates underactive ovaries, and helps with tachycardia, anemia, psoriasis, and hemorrhoids. Spikenard is an awesome oil. So get humility. Myrrh, get it now, because we don't know how long it will be before we cannot get oils like rosewood at all to put in our blends, or spikenard at all. It also has myrrh in it, which is referenced throughout the Bible and was part of the holy anointing formula given to Moses in Exodus 30. It has one of the highest levels of sesquiterpenes, a class of compounds that can stimulate the hypothalamus, the pituitary, and the amygdala. These are the control centers for the emotions and hormone release in the brain. Myrrh has also been used in Eastern countries to enhance the feeling of spirituality or euphoria. They used to add myrrh to all the wine that they drank in Roman times because it had such stimulating compounds for the brain. So that was something that they added to their wine. Neroli is an oil that we now have access to. And remember, neroli is made from the petals of the orange blossom. The petals of the orange blossom. But I will tell you that neroli smells nothing like oranges. This was a highly regarded oil by the Egyptian people for its great attributes of healing and calming the mind, the body, and the spirit. It stabilizes and strengthens the emotions, promotes peace, confidence, and awareness, and thereby bringing everything into focus at the moment. That's why you're going to find neroli in present time as well. Neroli is in present time as well. You can diffuse this. You can rub it over the heart, humility. Use it in prayer. Use it in meditation when you're coming to God. If you're feeling guilty, get rid of that. Be humble, forgive yourself, and move on to higher potential. Get some higher unity on, get some highest potential, get some magnify your purpose. Move out of that funk. Put it on the temples, put it anywhere. Companion oils are inspiration, which I think we have a hard time getting. And inspiration is one of the ones in this series tonight. Peace and calming is a good one to use as a companion oil with humility, as is envision, acceptance, and of course, forgiveness. The fragrant influence is peaceful healing. Let's get there, folks. Let's be there together. That's what this Diamond Miners team is all about. It's about coming together in love, in humility, in forgiveness, and in raising the bar and our potential and seeing more in us than we realize. Oh, it's just so exciting. So this is inspiration, and I'm thinking that we probably can't get inspiration right now. It's one of my favorite oils, and I'm sad because I can't get it. It's very high in spruce. It has a frequency of 141 megahertz, so I love the smell of it. This blend combines oils traditionally used by the Native Americans to increase spirituality, enhancing prayer and inner awareness. Inspiration brings us closer to our spiritual connection. It can also reverse bladder and kidney infections. Can anyone tell me if inspiration is gone? Do they know if it's gone? I know that it has frankincense, cedarwood, spruce, rosewood, sandalwood, and myrtle. It also has mugwort in it. But I'm thinking that it's gone and we don't see it anymore. How can inspiration be used? It can be used during meditation, just breathing it in, crown of the head. Companion oils are humility, surrender. And remember, I've been putting surrender in my diffuser at night recently. Acceptance is another good one. Accept where you are in present time, but then move forward. Forgiveness and three wise men. The fragrant influence is of being well wrapped in a cocoon of spiritual quietness. I think that's one of the reasons I loved it so much. I don't know if anybody has said in this chat whether or not, yes, inspiration is gone. It's gone. It's gone. Leslie says, perhaps the singles in humility have changed because they cannot get the rosewood anymore. I just looked it up in the EODR, and it contains coriander, ylang-ylang, bergamot, geranium, still has melissa, frankincense, myrrh, still has spikenard, neroli, and rose. Yeah, well, it may have. Rosewood is so hard to get a hold of now because of the restraints of export out of Peru. And we actually got in trouble. Young Living got in trouble quite a few years ago now. I guess it was about 10 years ago, because I don't know, we were accidentally exporting it, or something happened, and we didn't realize the export laws or something. But anyway, we got it remedied and learned our lesson through that. Another oil that I absolutely love is Sacred Mountain. And Sacred Mountain is available to us. I don't know if it's out of stock, but it is available to us. It's 176 megahertz. And it's very similar to Inspiration in that it has that wonderful spruce that I love. It has cedar wood and fir. And all of these oils are extracted from conifer trees, the ones in Sacred Mountain, except ylang-ylang. He did put some ylang-ylang in there, I think. They bring about a feeling, these mountainous oils, these conifer oils bring a feeling of protection, of strength, of grounding, empowerment, and security. It's great for the respiratory, and it's also antibacterial, so it's a great oil to diffuse and to use during prayer time. Again, it has spruce, it has fir. White fir is Abies alba. And I got Kenneth I think it's the North. Let me get what I got him for Christmas. So I got him for Christmas. I got him it's backwards, but I got him the Northern Lights Farm Collection. And so it came with a little book, the Northern Lights Farm Collection. So this would be a good collection if you can still get it. That is going to give you some of these Sacred Mountain oils. It has Northern Lights subalpine fir in it. It has Northern Lights logpole pine in it. It has Northern Lights white spruce, and it has Northern Lights black spruce. So 4 bottles of oil in the Northern Lights collection. Really nice collection. And when you read spruce to help open and release emotional blocks, bringing grounding and balance, and you read about all of these are very grounding, anchoring, and of course cedarwood being calming and high in sesquiterpenes, oxygenating the brain and helping with hormone balance. And then ylang-ylang, bringing about that balance again. So you're getting grounding and you're getting balance and you're getting rid of emotional blocks. These mountain oils are phenomenal. They really are great. You can diffuse it, put it on the crown of the head, back of the neck, behind the ears, on the thymus and the wrists, wear it as a perfume or cologne. Another oil blend that was in this kit was White Angelica. This blend is a combination of 10 essential oils, some of which were used during ancient times to increase the aura around the body. It brings a delicate sense of strength and protection, creating a feeling of wholeness in the realm of one's own spirituality. Its frequency neutralizes negative energy, and it is calming and soothing and brings a feeling of protection and security. It is 47 megahertz. You would think it would be a lot higher as it brings in the angels around us, but it is a very balancing frequency, just like valor. So white angelica has ylang ylang, rose, melissa, sandalwood, geranium, myrrh, spruce, hyssop, which is strongly balancing for the emotions, bergamot, and they probably took rosewood out of there as well, like Leslie was saying. But it is in a carrier oil of almond oil. And I don't do a raindrop. I don't go through my day without white angelica. And I love it when Young Living has the 15 mils available again. I first got white angelica in a 5 mil in the Seventh Heaven kit, but then I would always go to the bigger bottles. And then we had to scale back some of those. White angelica, I like to put it on my shoulders and then start at the top of my head and go all the way down to the bottom of my feet, encompassing my entire auric field. I just wanted to mention that the ultimate information source on the cultivation, distillation, chemistry, and safety, and the use of seed to seal essential oils is a product of many years of research by Gary Young, and it is the Essential Oils Desk Reference. Um, this was one of them. I don't remember which edition, but I pretty much have all the editions. Um, when you make gold in my organization, you get a brand new third edition, which has all of the cancer protocols in it. It's a book well worth having. Some people have already got it, and when that happens and they turn gold, well, I give them something better. I give them something else. So it might be something that you might want to work toward, um, getting one of those essential oils desk references. It has information on essential oil history and early use in biblical times. It also has the master cleanse in it. The essential oils desk reference has the master cleanse in it. So make sure that you read about the master cleanse there, and then maybe get Tom's book. And at the end of this presentation, I actually have a disclaimer. If you are in need of medical attention, please consult a professional healthcare provider. I just wanted to share, um, on these oils, because these oils have been some of my favorite oils throughout the last 22 years of me being part of Young Living. I'm going to stop the share, and I'm going to stop the recording. If I can find how to stop the recording up here. And if you have any questions, actually, I'm not finding how to stop this recording. Oh, there it is. Stop.